Good morning.
Hi.
My name is Bridget Harrison, and this is my colleague Mary Whiteside. And your names are?
Raphael.
Raphael?
Maude.
Maude. Can I have your mark sheets, please? Thank you. First of all, we'd like to know something about you. Raphael, where are you from?
I'm from Lucerne. It's a city in Switzerland, and it's in the German part.
And what do you do there?
I'm still at school and have 2 years to go.
Maude, how long have you been studying English?
Well, I think I've been studying English for about 6 years now. Yes.
What do you enjoy most about learning English?
It is very useful. I mean, to talk with foreigners. I have a lot of foreign friends, and I really enjoy being able to talk with them.
Maude, do you think you spend too much time working or studying?
Well, sometimes maybe because I'm hardworking, I like it. And sometimes I think I should rest, take time to rest, yes.
Why?
Because, well, when I study, I stayed at home. I didn't go out with friends, or I didn't like working at a cafe or something. So it's not very a social activity, yeah. So I should meet my friends and go out.
Raphael, do you like using the internet to keep in touch with people?
Yeah, sometimes. But to keep in touch with people, I think it's better to see them face to face, not just writing. So, but like something like Facebook, I think it's useful like a contact book, but not really as interaction between people.
In this part of the test, I'm going to give each of you 3 pictures. I'd like you to talk about 2 of them on your own for about a minute, and also to answer a question briefly about your partner's pictures. Raphael, it's your turn first. Here are your pictures. They show people doing things together. I'd like you to compare 2 of the pictures and say why the people might be doing these things together and how the people might be feeling. All right.
Okay. So I think these 2 guys are playing just music together, and these 3 little girls are baking, I don't know, a cake or something. And I think they are doing it together because they might be sisters because they look so similar. And these 2 are maybe in a band or in a music group. And I think they enjoy to play together music and interact together. And these 3 girls just like to have fun here and bake in the kitchen. I don't think it will be a nice cake, but yeah, just to learn how to cook. And it's just an activity for them together. And I think the both guys could also be preparing for something, maybe a concert or something. But yeah, they're just
Thank
playing.
you, Raphael. Maude, in which situation do you think the people benefit most from being together?
Well, I think every kind of situation depends on the kind of relationship you have with the person. When you're at school, maybe in a class, it's good to talk with some people sometimes just to think about something else. And when you're cooking, it's the same. You share ideas, you learn things. When you're playing music, you learn about each other. So it really depends on the situation.
Thank you. Now, Maude, here are your pictures. They show students doing different activities. I'd like you to compare 2 of the activities and say how students can benefit from doing these activities and how helpful the activities might be in preparing them for their future lives. All right.
Okay, so let me see. So I'd like to talk about these 2 pictures. Well, they are on these two pictures, we can see two students who are doing different things. I think she is studying, so well, while studying, she gained knowledge, and she get prepared for a test, maybe something. So it helps her preparing it, and maybe she will pass the test if she work hard. So, and this student is giving a presentation, and it will help her develop a kind of ease while talking to other people. So if she wants to be, well, in maybe entertainment field, it will be very useful for her to be able to talk to people.
Thank you. Raphael, which of these activities do you think is most useful?
I think it's this one where they build I think it's a tent or something, because it helps for the teamwork. And I think that's the most important thing for the future life, because when they're like in the office or just at their job, they have to be prepared to work in a team and ask others about their opinion and work together with them.
Thank you. Now I'd like you to talk about something together for about 2 minutes. Here are some things that people often have to make decisions about and a question for you to discuss. First, you have some time to look at the task. Now talk to each other about what people might have to consider when making these decisions.
Okay, so let's talk about choosing a university first. I think people have to think about, well, first the students have to think about what they like, of course, when
They
they
want to
choose
study.
a university, yeah. And students and parents have to think about money, because in some countries, universities are very expensive, like in England here.
And I think you have also to choose the right university for like where you can study the subject you really want to, and also that the university with the subject is the best university with from all the universities with the subject.
Like the best results in an exam or something like that. And what about starting a family? Again, there is a financial criteria to consider, I think. And well, when you start a family, you need to talk maybe about children.
Yeah. You have also to think about if you're ready already
Yes.
to build a family, and if you have enough money and
where to settle, and you need to think about the jobs, maybe, because I think that now most of the parents, I mean, 2 parents are working, so they need to take that in consideration. And moving to another country, I think the language is very important.
Yeah.
And there are some restrictions as well about languages. Like if you want to move to Australia, you need to pass the IELTS exam.
Thank you. Now you have about a minute to decide in which situation it's most important to make the right decision.
Okay.
I think the most important is getting married, because when 2 people find each other and they think about getting married, they should really think about it, because it's an important decision.
Yeah,
and
I agree with you.
Don't just get married. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yes, then you have to sign kind of a contract, and you're those people are together for whole their lives, so they need to think about it before getting married.
I think this is also connected to starting a family because
Yes, and maybe
I
moving
think
to
it's-
another country. Well,
yeah,
yes, everything relies on it.
yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
So yeah.
And also when you are getting married, I think it's better to first getting married before you start a family, because then you're like couple. And yeah.
Kind of, yes, a legal couple or
Thank
something
you.
like that.
Raphael, is it best for people to make decisions on their own or to ask others for advice?
I think it's always important to consider other opinion because they have a different view on the topic or on the question. And so I think it's always important to ask as many people as possible and consider the different points.
Do you agree, Maude?
Well, in some ways, yes, but I think that some people should make their own decision when they think that the advice that all people give them are not very strong. So, yes.
Maude, some people think it's best to plan their lives carefully. Others prefer to make spontaneous decisions. What's your opinion?
Well, again, it depends on the individuals, and I think that planning your life is very important. In my opinion, planning studies and holidays is very important because when you study, you don't have a lot of time to leave to holiday. So if you book a holiday or something like that, you need to think about it before.
Do you agree, Raphael?
Yes, I agree, but I think it's also important that we don't plan everything because when we don't reach it at the end, we maybe be depressed, and so it's always just the most important thing we should plan.
Why do you think some people find it harder to make decisions than others?
I think that some people are not very used to make their own decisions.
Yes.
Like when you have very pushy parents, you don't really get to make your own decision.
And maybe some people are scared about the following.
Yes.
Yeah,
The other opinions or.
And also it's like, I think it's like you either you are very good in making decisions, then you should also be like a leader for a group or something. But when you don't, I think it's better when you just listen to someone else.
Yes, listen to someone's advice, yeah.
How do you think young people can be helped to take on responsibilities?
I think it's important that they are taught in school about this, and also from the parents at home.
Yes, very important. The parents, I think, play a very important role because they are like an example for their children, and yes, they should teach them the good way of making a decision and how to pre-think about how to make a decision. Yeah.
I think you can also start at an early age with like giving them little tasks to do, and then they have the responsibility to do the task, and then they learn what it means.
Yes, or often ask them questions like, what do you want, what do you think, so that they can talk and share their ideas and give their opinion about things and develop this kind of skill.
Yeah.
Yes. Task and
So also in the job they will get tasks from their boss, and then they also know what it means that they get the task done, and
yes, and encourage them to do their homework or things like that when they're very young.
Thank you. That is the end of the test.